These songs would not exist without me. I know that's a big situation there. Would not exist without me. Wow. You know, not a thing is exact in life. And as a content creator, I work very hard to create this content and these very special songs. So I would appreciate to be promoted and to have you all giving feedback, like, share, subscribe, comment, so I know what you all think about this, and it would be greatly appreciated. I've actually been very disappointed lately seeing the low view count. As a content creator, in order for me to get paid, I need the views and the watch hours. And when I do not receive that, it's taking opportunities away from me. So when I work very hard, not getting that, it really does make me very upset. So going to do a live broadcast. The last live broadcast got 80 views in the time of the broadcast. So let's see if we get more views than that this time. And all of my songs are originally created. This song is Unconditional Love. This was created live on live broadcast. This was about a 3 hour episode or so, and this was actually for Google's birthday. Google's birthday is September 27th, and this was, I think, in 2023, um, or was it 2024? It was not 2024. It was 2023, I think. And yes, and well, this was a very special, created live in the moment, but um, this is the shorter version of the song. So this is vocal warm up because this is a very difficult vocal song. So let's go ahead and exercise our vocals. Unconditional love. What is this thing that we are talking about? The defining may be confusing to others now. When we say unconditionally loving, that is nurturing the intelligence we have, and our bond will last as time flies by so fast. Try not to gasp as these other things will pass us by. We have unconditional love in our time. And thank you all for commenting. I'm seeing some reactions from you all. Hello, my name is Kayla, known as the YouTube star Professor Cygnus. Please subscribe to my channel. And thank you all for commenting. Hello there. Tell me where you're watching from. That would be absolutely incredible. And I want to let you all know that you all are such miracle blessings of life. And these are my very special original songs that was created in the moment. And going over the song. And also, I have a new song that was created. This is Unconditional Love. Now I'm like super nervous. You all are incredible. So, I do pray that you all are healthy and investing wisely as well. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's just, this is a live broadcast, so I'm not doing editing at all. And hello from California. Wow, hello from Oklahoma here. If you all are in another country or anything, that would be super cool. It's like we're uniting. We're becoming like a family of community. So that is incredible. It's nice to meet you all. And now singing Unconditional Love that was created live in the moment, doing some vocal warm up, and then going to show you all the new song that was created. And my songs are very, very intense, so get ready, okay? First, Unconditional Love. Unconditional love is beyond imagining, embracing creativity. So many things we could be building and making. Going to skip through this a little bit because this is just the vocal warm up. You all are going to love the songs. Unconditional love Add that to everything that you have. Let that pick you up when you are sad. That unconditional love is the motivation we have to make life a better place, to find reason to put a smile upon our face. Unconditional love. And I like that comment saying we like things intense. Oh, well, make sure to subscribe, you all. And unconditional love is something that can pick us up, when we are upset. What motivates you in life? What inspires you in life? And that is a part of that unconditional love. You see, we have three foundations in life. We have the first foundation is the foundation of the heavens. We are very thankful for the layers of life. The second foundation is the foundation that we have with each other. And thank you for subscribing. And that's like the Fan Family Foundation. We have the brethren and sisterin of the heavens. And then the third foundation is the foundation of marriage. And I only have the first two foundations, but I am loyal to the heavens. So that is how I live. And I'm always alone. That's a good thing. But well, I think I think that's a good thing. I do feel confined sometimes. Bye, you all. I pray for you all. One person said bye. Thank you all for commenting. I do appreciate you all engaging into the episode by giving a comment. For like a family foundation online all around the world. And I want to let you all know that you are such a miracle blessing of life. Very good. And I'm very thankful for you all. Okay, and now back to the vocal. You have to practice gratitude with everything you say, think, and do. Unconditional love is always finding ways to upgrade. And the improvements that we can make, and the steps and the process that it takes. Unconditional love is proven. So you have to learn to show your action. Unconditional love to make this earth like the heavens above, regardless of trauma, regardless of injuries. We can live non-sinfully. Unconditional love. And this world would not be so great if we did not sympathize with all good things. Sympathy is a part of unconditionally loving. You see, whoa, so many vocals there, and appreciate you all. Thank you all for commenting, and I love to be proud, and I love to be even more proud. So thank you all for engaging into the content. I work very hard creating this content. This is the course of many years that I have worked to create these songs. This song was created a few years ago for Google's birthday. And now going to sing the song Sympathy Part 2. Now, what is sympathy good for in this world? And like Unconditional Love, my song says, this world would not be so great if we did not sympathize with all things. Sympathy is a part of unconditionally loving. So sympathy is when you can see your life in another person's shoes. So when you can see you as someone else. Have you ever done that before? And yes, I see you all's comments. And when you sympathize, you can learn from that perspective. When you do not sympathize, you're missing out on what you can learn, because a part of our purpose is to honor one another. Okay, you can say, okay, I'm going to put this in my brain, in my foundation, that my purpose is to balance and put order to life, is to honor one another as the heaven's foundation, as the family foundation, and perhaps one day marriage foundation. Try not to rush it. Okay. So, a part of honoring one another is also learning, seeking to understand the perspective of others. And a part of that is the animals. Do you know that the animals are in our responsibility? And you can see in the background, we have all kinds of different species on this planet. And these species have a big part in this world. And the walls are filled with wonderful, wise things. Very good. But you see, you must understand foundation in your life. You must understand purpose in your life. We are to honor one another. And I have a nonprofit organization. If anybody wants to see my nonprofit, you can look in the link in the descriptions of the other episodes that I have, and you can see my nonprofit organization. I have an animal sanctuary, and I work. You all want to see that? Okay, I'll show you. Come on. You all asked for it. Well, actually, your comments you did not ask entirely, but I just had a feeling you all wanted to see. Okay, so the Animal Sanctuary's rescue house here, and had actually just given a possum surgery the other day. He had to have partial amputation. And so, oh, that was difficult, but you all can see that on the episodes. This is the Animal Rescue House, going to rescue 4 cats and rehome them very soon. I'm going to start doing that next month, but I had to give surgery to the possum, which now he's released out, and there was another possum seen yesterday with him, so he's not alone. And the sanctuary is attended to every single day, so that is the birds' food there, and then the other little ones have their food, and we have the houses for the birds. And I actually cleared this property by hand. So this is my home here, and I did this by myself. I actually did not have parents. I went through a children's home academies. I was on the missing flyers when I was a child. I was found across the entire country. And I went through severe traumatization, and then after that, I was hit by a 3,000-pound car, and I have a permanent brain injury. But regardless of injuries, I believe that I have a purpose in life. And a lot of people with disabilities just practically give up, but I did not give up, and I want to help inspire others. And I have an animal sanctuary, and that's a part of the sympathy that I have for the world. And I want you all to learn sympathy as well. And you can learn a part of that with my wonderful song, Sympathy Part 2. And my name is Kaylin, known as the YouTube star Professor Cygnus, by the way. And it's nice to meet the ones that are new to my channel. Ask the squirrel how he does aerodynamics. Did you know squirrels can do aerodynamics? Ask the bird how they make mud houses. Ask the lizard how they grow back their tails. Or how the bat has echo reply for survival. Ask the possum how he is anti-venom. Ask and perhaps you will learn from them. Ask the migratory birds how they harmonize their flight. Ask the cat how they see at night. Ask the raccoon why they wash their hands. Ask the horse why they do not stand. Ask the snake why they have venom for the weather. Ask the spider how they make their web better. Ask the dolphin how they can in different frequencies. Ask and perhaps you will learn from these creatures with all kinds of different features. Ask the crow how he can memorize. Ask and have sympathy for their lives. Ask and perhaps we will learn from all of these creatures. Ask and have sympathy in your mind for the rest of your lives. Ask and have sympathy for all of these creatures. So understanding that humanity would not be who they are if it was not for the animals. Did you know that there would have been millions of more deaths if humans did not learn from the animals? And the example of anti-venom. Did you know in order to make anti-venom, they must get venom to make anti-venom? So if they did not learn from the creatures, they would not have known that. Not only that, did you all know that you could get your free products on my channel? Yes, I give out free anatomy products. You can literally have this product with you now by going on my channel and looking at my biology song album. I'm serious. A lot of you all are like, "What? Free products?" Yes. Free products. You can get that. And it's a screen photo. So you just take a screen photo of the special design. I worked very, very hard, so make sure to give more comments. I like how you all comment. Thank you all. And also all kinds of anatomies, from the cat to the bird to even the squirrel. The squirrel was the recent one. I was so sad not to get a lot of views on that. And as a content creator, I depend upon the views in order to get paid. And I created these very special, and yes, I watched dead dissected autopsies. It's not fun, but it sure is so adorable. Well, here is the thing. All of these products, and also all of these are on the table. You can get all of these products, okay, on my biology song album. I love to teach biology. And the thing is, with humanity, if it was not for studying the animals, humanity would not be where they are in today's time. Is that shocking? Well, remember to search my name if you want your products. Search Professor Cygnus, spelled Cygnus. Now, if you go on the Maids for Kids channel that I have, which is my other channel, just put Professor Cygnus Made for Kids and then the song album with the products will be on there. And also, that's on the last page of the Cygnus Industries as well. And I'm not done putting a lot of the products on there, but I work very hard creating my content. But I have a nonprofit organization. I want education to be available to the public in ways that I can because, like I said, my life story earlier, you possibly was a little shocked because I just said it all at once. It's a way that helps me cope. But when I said I did not have parents and I went through children's home and academies and I was on the missing flyers as a child, well, the thing is, I have not had education. I did not have available opportunities for me. And when I tried to get my education after I was denied by the military recruiter over the phone and flew back across the country to get my GED classes, I was abandoned and thrown out, then hit by a car that same year. And so I was only 18 years old when that happened, and I was a few days from 19 years old when I was hit by a car. And for that 19th year of my life, I spent casting sin away and um, getting sin out of my life and focusing on what the heavens wanted me to do. And for years, I have spent committed to the heavens, and it has been very, very difficult. I actually lived homeless at the end of 2020, and now I have my own house and my own property. There we go. There is some inspiration for you all. Now, of course, there continues to be difficulties, but it's the fact that I pushed myself through those difficulties to get to this point, and I continue to. And I encourage others to as well. But you see, the thing about sympathy is when we put ourselves into somebody else's perspective, we can really learn a lot from an individual. And wanting to sing the new song that was created last night, because this is a part of how something so beautiful can be created from the most difficult situations. Mhm. So this was created last night. So if you all would like to give a like and comment, I miss you all commenting. You all was commenting earlier. Okay, this is sort of orchestrated for the background. Here we go. Okay, are you ready? In the depths of the sea, many creatures lay beneath. No creature dares to go. Yet suddenly you see a pearl. It captures your eye. You do not know why or how a beautiful pearl could turn out to be found in the depths of the sea. Then the pearl light gleams, yet the creatures lay beneath. Are you brave enough to go where no one dares to go? Then the pearl light gleams with such strong energies. You dare to get the pearl, then you have the pearl in your hands and ask how can something so beautiful can be created in the trenches, the formation over time and change, then you swim away until the next day you see the pearl face to face and think the most beautiful things can be formed from the most treacherous of places. where no one seems to want to experience. Yet, like that pearl, we all form in our own way. And sometimes the most beautiful things come from those difficulties, like the pearl in the sea. Do you dare to be formed specially, like the pearl in the sea? Excellent. Very good. And understanding, wow. Just, are you all amazed? Just think about that. That is so special. Mhm. And also, did you all like the orchestrated part here? Let me know in the comments. And to understand, in the example of my life, what I've went through, those severities, and sometimes the most beautiful pearls are created where no one dares to go, where what no one dares to experience in life. Mhm. And sometimes in life, what this also means is push yourself to challenge yourself. Push yourself to get, in the example, to get exercise. To sometimes the treacherous place is more of pushing your limits, right? To go on a longer walk than usual. In the example, if he was planning to go 1 mile, how about going 2 miles? And that way you can create the through the difficulties that beautiful pearl of yourself. Very good. And oh my wow, just wow. If you're not amazed, I'd be concerned about you. But I really pray that you all get your free products on my channel because through everything that I've went through, I am amazed at my own development. And I'm sure, when it comes to your development, think about that pearl that you're creating of yourself. And in my new song, The Ocean's Pearl, it is absolutely incredibly special to be able to endure the results of things. But I had very difficult times of my life. That the treacherous places, and it's more of the treacherous situations, the severities. And it's either, here's a very good saying that I've said for years. It's either you overcome the obstacle or you become the obstacle. And for a long time, the obstacle was very difficult to overcome for me. And it took me a long while to be able to overcome those difficulties. So there was a song that um, I created, and As the Heavens is Always with Me. And this is We Are Enough. And one of the obstacles that I faced creating this pearl is knowing that I am enough. For so long, I was neglected. No matter what I did, it just seemed like people would abuse. And I tried everything I could, and I was just not appreciated. And I seen everyone else have a great, glorious life. Like in the example now, this is the severities. I'm just going to express this thing. Get prepared. So I was going through starvation as a homeless child, and I literally almost died from starvation at certain points, and multiple times actually. And I remember when I sat on the bench and I was watching the rich kids get out with their rich families in the valet of the big buildings. And I remember looking at them like, why was I not born that way? Why was I not born with parents that loved me? And um, it was hard for me to live knowing that I was enough. I felt unwanted. I felt unwelcomed. And I struggled with that "we are enough" saying. So here's a very special song. Now I'm going to do the rapping part because I think that people would like this the rapping part. So let's do this. We are enough. Wait, hold on. Okay, there we go. We are enough. That is loud. You all did not say anything about that. And hello, praying for everyone's safe travels and wise investments. This is Caitlin, known as the YouTube star Professor Cygnus. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. Just explaining a little bit about my life story. It is very difficult to hear. I have went through severe traumatization, but remember, it's either you overcome the obstacle or you become the obstacle. We got to learn to overcome that obstacle and also understand that we are enough in life. Okay, and that was one thing very difficult for me to understand. And I just pray that you all understand that you are enough in life. You are a blessing. You are a miracle. You are loved and you are appreciated. You are acknowledged. Hey, these calculations are not calculating their self here. Beep boop bop boop, boop, boop. Excellent processings. We put our hands together because we're better together. Okay, now we are enough. We are enough. Yes, you better know. We are enough. Heaven and the decisions that you show. We are enough. Are you all ready for the rapping part? Here we go. You cannot live and problem solve of your life. Evolve from that by being the solution in your time. Seeing the cup as half empty is not your case. You have good things to be thankful for. And when there's a problem, we get to the source. Truly, life is never empty, especially when we have good efforts in our processing. And we will always keep trying because we are enough. Yes, you better know. We are enough. Have that in the decisions that you show. We are enough. Be level minded because your cup is not empty. I know in life we all need fulfilling. Take a look around and your answers will be found. And to those problems, we are never bound. Do not hate yourself. Your process is truly trying. Wise investments while time is just flying. Just think about how the sun meets the horizon, and that everything in life meets at a point. Empowerment to anoint, far away or close in range. See the sun meet the horizon, and perhaps our perspective will change. We are enough. Yes, you better know. We are enough. Have that in the decisions that you show. Because we are enough. Yes, we are. And our potential can go very far. Very good. Bravo. So, to understand, I'm going to do this without the background music. Tell me if you all like without the background music. You cannot live in problems all of your life. Evolve from that by being the solution in your time. Seeing the cup as half empty is not your case. You got good things to be thankful for. And when there's a problem, we get to the source. Truly, life is never empty, especially when we have good efforts in our processing. And regardless, we keep trying because we are enough. Yes, you better know. We are enough. Have that in the decisions that you show. Because we are enough. Be level-minded because your cup is not empty. I know in life we all need to fulfilling. Take a look around and your answers will be found. And to those problems we are never bound. Do not hate yourself. Your process is truly trying. Wise investments while time is just flying. Just think about how the sun meets the horizon and how everything in life meets at a point. Great empowerment to anoint. far away or close in range, see the sun meet the horizon, and perhaps our perspective will change. Because we are enough. Yes, you better know we are enough. Have that in the decisions that you show. We are enough. Yes, we are. And our potential can go very far. Very good. So remember to like, share, and subscribe, and please subscribe to the channel. As a content creator, I work very hard creating the content the best that I can. Unfortunately, I've never been paid before after many years and hundreds of episodes. Actually, the millionaires that make a lot of money on YouTube, they have millions of subscribers, and they've had a lot of them have had their channel for a short amount of time, and they have less contribution episodes than I do. Like in the example, I have 900 and something videos available to the public on my channel, and the usual, and actually close to 1,000 by this point, but the usual average millionaire YouTuber has like 200 videos and that's it. So to have like more than triple the amount, is like, wow, I'm giving a lot more than the ones that are getting more. And I pray that I can get payments, and a part of that is having lots of subscribers and likes and everything. It would really help. It really would help. Like when I look at, remember what I was saying like earlier when talking about how when I was a homeless child, like I seen everybody else having, that great normal life, and then I was like, why me? I spent a lot of the times like, why was I born this way? And it was sort of very sad, but um I understand that, the YouTubers that get paid big money, they get everything. They get the parents, they get the family, they get the payments, they get, and I'm just left behind. And that's what it feels like. And I want to be an inspiration, because when do you ever hear about anyone famous that has ever went through anything, like as far as um not having parents and, having those kinds of difficulties. Personally, I've never heard anybody. There is someone, his name is um but yeah, I do not know anybody. Everyone that I know that has become famous always had, great parents that took care of them. And but anyway, we'll go to Sam Puckett on iCarly. Did express, but anyway, so going to talk about the importance of, and I think that is a little different, but when it comes to the understanding of, those difficulties, remember, in the depths of the sea, the creatures that lay beneath, a pearl can be formed. So do you want more in this form of life? Evolve by being the solution in your time. And that was not the echo on the keyboard. So a lot of the songs that I have not created background music to. And to understand in life, there is a time for everything. You think of the time of everything, and if your life just flashes before you. You see your birthdays, you see the holidays, you see the good times, you see the sad times, you see all the times. And what did you learn? And when your life just flashes before you, just think about that time of everything. And this is my special original song, There's a Time for Everything. As there is a time for everything, we must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls will have our seasons. There are times of confusion to where you need guidance, and if not receiving, that may bring sadness to where you feel closed out. And one day you will be ready to open up on God's hill of the mount, because there is a time for everything. We must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls will have our seasons. There is a time of what you may feel as fear, yet there is a time to train to be heaven's soldier. Learn the lessons to improve your emotions. Do not let those bad things hinder your development. Break out of that fear and show that you are strengthened. There is a time of loss and a time of grief. Yet see your potential and respect your body, because there is a time for everything. We must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls will have our seasons. There is a time of gratitude, and what inspired you to create you, to express how you are thankful for life's development that made opportunities possible, and how development is just unstoppable. Through those difficult times, push through with the time of gratitude. As there is a time for everything, we must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls will have our seasons. There is a time of trust on life's roadways, and sometimes we trust without even knowing. On the roadway of life, the heavens gives us different kinds of signs. By God's law, we expect people to abide as we trust when we drive. That is a part of trust in the roadway of life. As there is a time for everything, we must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls will have our seasons. There's a time of prayer with sympathy to our Lord and Savior in eternity. We sympathize in prayers for ourselves and others in life. We pray for the solution that we can become until balance to all is done. As there is a time for everything, we must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls must too have their seasons. There's a time for ambition to seek and envision, to have a lifelong mission, like balancing all of existence. As there is a time for everything, we must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls must too have their season. There's a time for ambition to seek. There is a time of happiness in the many layers. Appreciation, acknowledgement, accreditation, and love to God's favor. Always seek happiness of life's many layers. Because there is a time for everything. We must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls must too have their seasons. There is a time for everything. We must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Excellent. Give a like, share, and subscribe and comment. This is a live broadcast in the moment. That was so well put. And think about the time of everything, and to understand life will flash before your eyes. And this is my special original song. And by the way, I'm self-taught on piano, so tell me how the piano sounded as well. To understand the time of everything, you must understand the importance of being very wise in all of your decisions through those times, to evolve, to break out of the fear. And an example, when talking about fear, there was a time of fear, and then breaking out of that fear and show that you are strengthened. It is sometimes emotions are very difficult to control. How did I learn self-control? Now, that is a very good question. Now, I know you all do not know this about me, but I had a lot of anger issues when I was little. And it was a part of how I did self-defense when I was on the missing flyers. But let's just say that I had a lot of anger issues. And I was angry a lot. And I was angry at a lot of things. But it was a lot of the times I just do not know how to explain how angry that I was. Um, but it was very difficult to control that anger. And when, after I was hit by a car, the anger came back, but it came back in a different way, where I got to the source of the problem. And for so long, everything was only the surface. But the source of the problem was that justice needs to prevail in this world. Order needs to be to life. Structure needs to be to all of life. Management, proper management needs to be to all of life. Why was I angry? Not only for myself only. I was angry for everything. I had to learn how to control my anger. And I went through severities. But when I had emotions, I did not have the emotions for myself only. And yes, that is why I said if I ever met Nicki Minaj, we would be in the MMA ring and I would put her down because she was a part of the misguidance of so many children. And I would love to knock her down for every child that she misguided. And that includes the little ones that I physically witnessed. Mhm. We'll tell you something. When it comes to the understanding of misguidance, now you're going to have a time of everything in life. And a part of that is things that you will be introduced to, things that will be heavily of influence to you. And you have to learn to overcome those obstacles. Okay? And you have to learn what is the best for you in life. And as a child, I struggled to understand entirely. And because of that, it was very difficult for me to overcome that obstacle. But learning self control was a very big part of it. So in the song, there is a time for everything. There we go. There is a time for everything. We must accept that there is a time of change to improve life's many ways. Emotions exist for a reason, and there are times that our souls will have our seasons. And so our emotions happen for a reason, and sometimes it's just hard to understand the source of that reason. And it's important to get to the source of the problem. You know, in the example, I'll give you an example of something physical that was very hard for me to learn after I was hit by a car. I did not have recovery, actually. Just after, a little bit after I was hit by a car, I lived homeless. And then now I have my own property and my own house. But I'm going to give you an example of, and being loyal to the heavens has definitely been difficult over the years. But you know what? I'm very proud of that. But going to give an example of the source of the problem. So this is a physical example. So mold, for the ones that do not know, is a spore in the air. And it's very tiny, we cannot see it. And that spore thrives off of moisture and heat. So here's the thing. After I was hit by a car, I went to a house rental. And when I went to a house rental, it was infested with mold. So I got vinegar, which is better than bleach, naturally, and had scrubbed the walls. But here's the thing, that was the surface. Scrubbing the walls was only the surface, and every time it would come back, and sometimes it would come back even worse. And that's an example of your emotions. So when scrubbing that off the wall, day by day by day, the mold just kept coming back even worse. What was the source of the problem? The leak in the roof. Hmm. And this was years ago. Okay. And this was in 2000, and this was many years ago, just after I was hit by a car, and I had a house rental during the time, and now I have my own home and my own property. I'm very proud, but um, I learned about mold a lot. I learned the hard way. Because it was green mold, black mold, yellow mold. It got CO2 poison in one of the rooms that had to be literally locked and closed and shut off and everything. That's how bad it got. But see, the thing is, that's how it builds up over time. If you do not get to the source of the problem, it could get so bad that it's like you cannot even operate like yourself anymore. You know, and that's why you have to get to the source of the problem. If you have anger, if you have sadness, if you have emotions, if you have this, like in the example, and sometimes it's obstacles of things, like if you are facing laziness, if you're facing if you're facing some kind of obstacle, then overcoming that obstacle is getting to the source of the problem. You know, do you need to have more strictness on yourself, or You know, what exactly is the source of what you went through. Now, sometimes the source of the problem can go back to when you was little, to when you was a child, something that happened. And that's why it's important to go back over memories. What is the source of the problem of my life? Now, for me, I looked at the source of all of life. And that's why all of my anger was so difficult to control, because I was not angry for myself only, but I was angry for all of life, because I never want a person to suffer the way that I had. And so I was angry that there was imbalance of life. And a part of that is bad influencers that are getting millions of dollars, right? And encouraging children and people to do very terrible things on their songs. If you look at the lyrics of some of the things on the radio, I'm telling you, you would be shocked that they would even allow that to be on the radio, of how badly influencing it is. And that's the thing. My songs, I am not on the radio. Why is that? Does it teach people too many things, do you think? But maybe that's what they do not want. They do not want something that could guide someone to a better path, because they're putting things that are just absolutely unacceptable on the radios. Hmm. We need to hear this on the radio. Do you think so? Tell me in the comments below if you think that this kind of music should be on the radio. Mhm. I was actually shocked to look at the top 10 billboards just this month. And I'm thinking, those bad things are winning too much, and they have for too many years. And it's time to change that. And we the people, have the power to be influencers. We the people have the power to create influencers, to create ways, and to understand the to create an influencer is investing into the influencer, getting everyone to like, share, subscribe, do the views, and people just do not understand like what kinds of opportunities that could bring, not only to that person but also to the world. Influencers can seriously impact so many people. Hello, big name Taylor Swift. There's so many people that try to look like Taylor Swift, they try to behave like Taylor Swift, right? Or Ariana Grande. Although she's not the best example in the previous years, um, there are so many people that try to look like her, behave like her, even sound like her. Okay, and that's the kind of stuff that influencers do for the planet. Okay, and to understand the importance of creating good influences in this life. Now, those were the semi good ones that I was talking about. I said semi because they do have bad things that have influenced people wrongly. But like in the example, Taylor Swift's Tortured Poet, that literally tells people about homicide. Okay, I mean, there's all the sins in her album. I thought it was the most terrible album she's ever created, but she also has other albums that are good, but it's mostly, not appropriate what they create. And as a parental figure of the world, I feel like, you all as the viewers should seek to be the parental figures of the world. If you see something on the radio, as the people, we the people of power to create influencers, listen to what is on the radio. Do you approve of that as a parental figure with millions of children that will be the audience? You have to know what exactly is best for the world. Hmm. As we, the people, we have the power to create influencers. Lock that down. As a team, unite together. Get together. Hey, let's create influencers together. Make this world organization or something. If they have not already have done that. But to understand the time of everything, overcoming those bad influences, and bad influences like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, all of those people are very terrible influencers for children, and it is a very big concern, to have in the world, and impacting children. And these days, I'm not trying to be mean, but all of the celebrities that I've seen dance on the stage and sing on the stage, they look like strippers when they're on that stage. I mean, I know this sounds so terrible, but I would never dress like that. I would never. You see how my my shirt is covers my neck, long sleeve, long pants, no matter the weather. And I've seriously sweated in this. But this is my uniform. It says, "I will walk by faith even when I cannot see." And I also have that matching, and I wear a cap to match with the outfit. And I wear blocker headphones all the time because I have a brain injury, and it's background noises can bother me. Someone in the spiritual realm said it reminds them of what is that, Princess Leia on Star Trek? No, Star Wars. Is that her name, Princess Leia? With the earmuff kind of yeah, but I not earmuffs, not like the ones that they had. Who would be the Darth Vader? Who would be Luke Skywalker? Anyway, so, but yes, I made my own uniform, and I would never dress the way that the current influencers of today's time dress. It actually shocks me the way that they dress in front of children, and I'm like, I do not want children to dress that way, you know. And shorty shorts have become popular in today's time, and I think that needs to be illegal, you know, for people, because you all, if you went through traumatization in the depths of the sea, in the depths of the sea, pearls are created from those difficult things. But if you go through those difficult things, you know why it is important not to dress inappropriately. Mm. But yeah, you don't want to know. If you've not went through it, you do not want to know. Mm. But it's just that, you know, a part of bodily respect is covering your skin. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about a perspective that took me a very long time to learn. And part of that is self-control, yes. We are enough. That was hard for me to learn. Also, the way that I've seen life, like when I would look at life and I would think of things like this song that I created. It's a very special original song. If you all would like to contribute or like, share, subscribe, your view is contributing now. So that's a way that you do it. But if anybody would like to donate, you could look at my nonprofit organization and make a difference. Life is like a clock. Now, I do not have background music for this one. Life is like a clock, and we are like the gears. That is what turns us to be here. And the battery is like the source that flows through us all. Things that are big and things that are small. Life is like a painter. Wait, life is like a canvas, and we are the painters. We learn to be detailed masters. Life is like the many colors, all seen through perspective. Life is like a mystery when I see you in my reflection. Life is like the fabric of space-time interwoven to the mind. Amazing how things collide. In the fabric of life. Life is like the plant to the cell. You know they could not do that by themselves. Life is like the elements. Every detail is needed with almighty purpose. Life is like you and I on how all things collide. Understanding it took me all the years of my life to understand that song. And, this is my original song. To even have the understanding to create this song, you know, it took all of my life. And I know you're thinking, well, that was a short song. Well, the thing is, sometimes the most beautiful things are created in the most treacherous of places. And it took that development. It took that development to be able to develop the understanding that I have. So although some people think, oh, content creator, you're just creating content. Well, here's the thing. It took all of my life to develop. And when I went through severe times, that the thing is, I am shocked to be alive through the things that I went through, many near-death experiences. So it really is very special and meaningful. And you possibly wonder, what is this? This is a vulture feather. I am so thankful for vultures and all of the creatures, but vultures are one of the most sacred birds on the planet. They suffer so terribly fulfilling a purpose that is so very difficult. And that reminds me of the understanding of the perspective of the vulture and just thinking, could we ever have a life different from the way that it is now? And there was once a spider that was a very spiritual and sacred spider. And his name was Charlie Jr. And he was my best friend. He was a writing spider. But one day, I put a vitamin on his web, and he refused it. I put delicious things on his web, like a rice, vitamins, and he refused to eat it. Well, here's the thing. Why do you think he did that? Because he has to honor the co-alignance that is very harsh for him. I'm sure the spider did not want to hurt or harm a creature, but the spider had to. And every creature, whether if that is a spider or even the chloroplast cell of a plant, has a subconscious development. I'm going to sing about this spider. I had created this song on live broadcast last year, and wanting to sing this once more. Charlie Jr. the spider has to live life in ways. Charlie Jr. the spider has to co-align life. Charlie Jr. the spider prays in his mind, sometimes wondering why that life has to be that way. What would Charlie Jr. the spider say? Charlie Jr. tells God, thank you for all. Even though the co-alignance is harsh, Charlie Jr. the spider wants to be a little bit more brighter. As he designs his web, we wonder what he thinks in his head, thinking about life's co-alignance. But yet, Charlie the Jr. the spider tells God, I wonder if life could co-align in different ways. If I was a spider, what would I say? What if life was co-aligned differently? To where none shall harm nor destroy, and everything was perfect in every way. If we was a spider, what would we say? What if life was co-aligned differently? Charlie Jr. the spider refused the vitamin on his web and said, I will honor the co-alignance instead. I will do what God wants me to do, even though, spider, we know it's hard for you. Charlie Jr. the spider refused the moth with a broken wing and even the vitamin to which was better for his body, and said, no, I will honor what God wants me to do. Even though, spider, we know it's hard to live, yet the spider says, God, I forgive. Although I want a better co-alignment. Can you imagine what a creature would say if it was not this way? How life could be. Come on and imagine with me. How life could be if none shall harm nor destroy, and everything was perfect in every way. If we was a spider, what would we say? So could you imagine what life could be if life was co-aligned differently? Wondering life and what that is missing. Perhaps we could imagine the process of doing so. As the spider makes the web, we reap what we sow. Looking at the spider and the co-alignments. Why does the spider refuse the vitamin that we put on his web at night? As well as the vitamin and the piece of rice. Perhaps the spider wants to honor the co-alignments. But could you imagine what life could be if none shall harm nor destroy, and everything was perfect in every way? If we was a spider, what would we say? Gotta see life through another's perspective. Seeing the spider makes me want to be deployed from this dimension. Did we mention? Yet perhaps it is different in other places. Yet the spider wants to honor the co-alignments. Bless the spider's little heart. Perhaps the spider has thoughts to create who they are. Perhaps the spider refused the vitamin and the piece of rice because it feels like he has to honor God's ways instead of getting things that may taste better. Perhaps he was scared to taste the vitamin to which is good for him. Because if he did, then perhaps he would want a better co-alignments or die trying. Yet as we pray for Charlie Jr. the spider today, could you imagine what life could be if none shall harm nor destroy, and everything was perfect in every way? If we was a spider, what would we say? Could you imagine a detailed life without harming or struggle or strife? How would things co-align? Sometimes the potential is not what we imagine, yet that does not mean that that could not happen. For there is always a way that life could be co-aligning in the best of ways, to where none shall harm nor destroy, and everything could be cared for and nurtured. But who knows what a creature would be if everything was co-aligning, to where none shall harm nor destroy, And if everything was perfect in every way, if we was a spider, what would we say? It's just hard to think or imagine what we could create. Some things are developing, yet that does not mean that it is impossible. As life co-aligns in perfect harmonizing ways. Do you ever wonder what the spider would say as the spider is honoring? Do you ever wonder what the spider would say as the spider would pray? Is there a way to where none shall harm nor destroy? Look at how life and how I have to live. But God, regardless, I am honoring your co-alignment. And yes, I refuse the piece of rice and the vitamin to which was put on my web by a human that is very sympathetic. But if you have a co-alignance, I will honor it. If you was a spider, what would you think? Could you imagine a different way? What would God say if he seen you honoring in this way? Is there a way to where none shall harm nor destroy? And everything was perfect in every way. If we was a spider, what would we say? Think of things in potential ways. Is there a way that life can be? And this is how life has always been, as it seems to a limited being. Is there a way of a different co-alignments? But yet, could it be differently done? Perhaps recreating the omniverse can be so much fun. Just think of a line to which co-aligned in different ways, to where none shall harm nor destroy, when everything is perfect in every way. If we was a spider, what would we say? Would we be honoring or die trying? Please, God, answer this. Can you please help us have a better co-alignment? Praying that God will seek the potential of creation, as we shall always seek the potential of the peak of creation. Just think of a better co-alignment. Excellent processings. Very good. And thank you for the comment. And this is my special original song. Charlie Jr., the spider, was a very, very sacred spider, rest in peace. But actually, it is spider season here in Oklahoma. And To understand life through another perspective um, can help us evolve further in life. And the spider's perspective is a very harsh perspective. And putting a vitamin on Charlie Jr.'s web, I thought that he would eat the vitamin because that is so much better than hurting a creature to survive. But that spider wanted to honor the coelinets, although it was very harsh for the spider to do. And remember that sometimes the most beautiful things can be created by the most difficult of situations. I'm wanting to sing this song once more. And this is my new song that was just created last night, The Ocean's Pearl. But just just thinking about a different coalignance, thinking of the details of how happy that the creatures would be. Is the spider happy? Is the vulture happy? How could we create a coalignance where they are all happy? And sometimes the potential is not what we can understand now. But if we seek the potential, then best we can understand. Elon Musk. Elon Musk has a very favorite book named Elon Musk's favorite book is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And the ultimate question. And to understand the ultimate question, you must first understand the perspectives of life. And to balance and purify all of existence and the quintillions of things that exist in all of the layers of the dimensions is into which I seek. And thus, the question to the Almighty would be so. And I formed and developed the understanding of what I seek. That was not something just given to me. To understand the ultimate question is to also understand the origin of life into which life began. Starting a new song. And the ultimate question is to understand the origin of life to which life began. Ready? To understand the ultimate question is to understand the origin of life into which life began. To seek the balance and purification of all of existence. Okay, perhaps. Perhaps we need to work on that a bit. To understand, to understand the ultimate question is to understand the origin of life into which life began. To seek to balance and purify all of existence. And the quintillion. Excellent. Well, presuming you all get ready for a new song coming up very soon. Excellent. And see, to understand, for life to co-align in different ways, um, the balance and purification is what we shall always seek. But you see, the potential is always beyond what we can grasp in our understanding, and the potential of ourself, the potential of others, the potential of all of life, and to understand the um, key concepts of existence. You must see where life began and then understand where life is at now and the development of the layers of life, and and see that yes, this took a lot to create, but yet to recreate would not be as difficult as it did as it was in the beginning. And that means just to have life to where none shall harm nor destroy, and for everything to be perfect in every way. If we was a spider, what would we say? Could life co-align differently? And the answer to that is yes, life can co-align differently. And it is just that there's so many details to recreating the omniverse that it is beyond our current comprehension. But yet, if we expand our understanding, then perhaps yes, then we would understand. Excellent, excellent processing. So round of applause. I should be getting more rounds of applause than Taylor Swift at this current moment. This is a live broadcast. Do you see this? LIVE. Live in the moment. No auto tune or nothing. And to understand that the most beautiful things are created in the depths of life, the difficulties of life, the severities of life. And sometimes you get the most beautiful things like this incredible vulture feather. And this is the pen as well. Back in the day, they had ink, and then you would dip the feather in the ink and then write. But now we have something called a ball pen point. And this is a sacred vulture feather. And like the spider that had the difficulties, that had also a beautiful perspective. Now going to sing this once more. And this is my new song, The Ocean's Pearl. In the depths of the sea, Many creatures lay beneath. No one dares to go. Yet then suddenly you see a pearl. It captures your eye, but you do not know why or how a beautiful pearl could turn out to be found in the depths of the sea. Then the pearl light gleams, yet the creatures lay beneath. Are you brave enough to go where no one dares to? Then the pearl light gleams with such strong energies. Do you dare to get the pearl? Then you have the pearl in your hands. And you ask, how can something so beautiful be created in the trenches? The formation over time and change. Then you swim away until the next day. You see the pearl face to face and think the most beautiful things can be formed from the most treacherous of places to where no one seems to want to experience. Like that pearl, we all form in our own way. And sometimes the most beautiful things can be formed from those difficulties. Like the pearl in the sea. Do you dare to be formed specially? Like the pearl in the sea. Do you dare to be formed specially? Very good. Like, share, and subscribe on the episodes, you all. These are my special original songs. My song, The Ocean's Pearl, was just created last night, and I would appreciate if people would help to get that on the top 10 billboards. And remember, we the people have the power to create influencers. And look at the current influencers, it's quite concerning. And it's time to get education and wisdom popular. Now also, speaking of education, would you like to learn something? Dun, dun, dun. Well, you definitely learned something on this episode if you stick around. And remember that you can get your free product puzzles on my song album. If you did not know that, search my name, Professor Cygnus, Cygnus, biology class, and you can get your free products on a screen photo. Okay? Now that can help you learn biology. I love biology. Trying to find this paper. 1 minute. You all have gone a long way. I've gone a very, very long way, and the ones who stuck around, I appreciate. This was the first thing of the human anatomy created, and remember, you can get your free biology products on my YouTube channel. But back years ago, had created the human anatomy song, and sadly, my songs are not popular. I had paid hundreds of dollars to advertise before, and that did not do anything. I have also paid to put my logo on things. Like my other shirts have my logo on there, and I also hand out my logo to hundreds of people. I have in the course, and this is my logo for my channel. The image is flipped, but that has not got me as famous as I need to, and I've tried everything to get my channel to be popular, and I feel like I'm not appreciated like the people that have given less than I have. I mean, and I've went through more, but I've thought, well, sometimes like people are born that way or something, and if a person's born a certain way, they're abused by life, and that's not how it's supposed to be. We have to honor life, honor one another. You know, but I believe that my channel deserves to um, to be famous, and I've done everything in my willpower. I've put my heart and soul into these lessons and songs. And years ago, I created the Human Anatomy song. Now, this was developed over time, and I'm very proud of this. Now, having mindfulness is very important, self-awareness. Now, remember self-control that I had to learn. Well, without biology, I would not have learned self-control, because in order to have self-control, you must understand yourself. And that is a part of my educational song, the Human Anatomy song. Very good. As we have the brain, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, and sing along if you know, starting over. Or not starting over, starting from the top. Very good. As we have the brain, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, the esophagus, stomach, spleen, duodenum. Connected to the duodenum goes the pancreas, making the enzyme mix. To the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the liver, the gallbladder cyst stuck to the duodenum, from the duodenum goes the small intestine, from the small intestine goes the large intestine, out to the exit. Do not forget the appendix. Then we have the kidneys in the back making the urinary tract. From the arteries and veins goes the kidneys. Then we have the glands producing things such as adrenal gland. Then we have the valves in the bladder and the exit and out. Then we have the skin, the layers of tissue, the muscle, the bone marrow, and bone. And that is how the anatomy goes. And reading this comment. And the anatomy is so important to know. And remember, you can get your free anatomy puzzle products on my YouTube channel. Just search my name or click on my icon photo, Cygnus, Professor Cygnus. And let's read this comment here. Do you know Anita? No, I do not. Can you say why in the comments? You always, usually when you ask something, describe why. But with the songs and the human anatomy song, having awareness is so important. Knowing that our liver, see, our gallbladder and liver connect through the cyst duct to the duodenum, and that's, if you feel a little bit underneath your rib cage, you'll feel that is where the duodenum is. So now here's the middle part of the rib cage. Down from there a little bit, there is the duodenum. Very good. Now the stomach is on, feel your left side of the bottom rib cage. That is your stomach. Now feel the right side of the lower rib cage. That is your liver. Very good. And that's where your gallbladder and cyst duct are. And the gallbladder creates acidic juices. And that goes to the cyst duct, then to the duodenum. Now the liver purifies the blood and then also creates a juice called bile after the blood purification process, and then puts that to the duodenum. So we have the pancreas that makes enzymic juices and puts that to the duodenum. Also, the pancreas can make hormones, and then that goes to the duodenum, then to the small intestine, then the large intestine. Now, it's important to be aware of your organs and to take care of your organs, and a part of that is healthy dieting. So for me, I have a very healthy diet, and I am very strict on the diet. We're currently talking about my songs, my channel, and the human anatomy. I just had sang the human anatomy song that I made years ago, and also about why it is important to understand your anatomy and where your organs are located. On the right side of the lower rib cage is the liver, gallbladder, and cyst duct. On the left side, there is your stomach, and your spleen is on the edge here, and then to the duodenum. And then the pancreas is a little lower and the left bottom side. And then your large intestine goes all the way across and then is like an upside down U shape. But then the appendix is on the left side. So if you feel the left side, wait. Your appendix is on your right side. Let's look. Yes. See, this is where the appendix is. And the appendix is the shrunk part of the large intestine that shrunk over the course of humanity's development. And if you all would like your free anatomy products, you can go onto my channel and get your products now. And for a lot of you all that are new to me, you just seriously had the wisdom of your lifetime here. But I teach all kinds of biology classes, and I make these. See, I had to learn myself, and I specially designed these products, and I give these out for free. I want children and adults to have educational opportunities. See, the thing is, choosing education or the food on your table should never be something that you have to financially struggle for. Okay, and that's why I want to make education free and available to the public. And I want to help people that do not have opportunities to have opportunities of education. And a part of that is my nonprofit organization. And if anybody would like to support me, you can donate if you want to, and it would really help out. But I do this out of the love in my heart for the world that is in need. And this is a live broadcasted episode, by the way. So if you all put a comment, I can see all of the comments there. And I appreciate everyone who wanted to express their self through the commenting. That's a part of engaging into the content. And I pray for everyone's safe travels and wise investments. I currently see that there's 0 views, so I'm going to get off of this broadcast. But also, I have to get some exercise, and I'm going to walk 2 miles just to keep my body fit. Being a content creator, that is my job. I do not get paid for all of the work that I do. So I do, as a content creator, I do my best to create the very best content. And remember, you can get your free anatomy puzzles on my educational song album, and that could help a lot. And I'm not understanding this comment that you're putting, and you put that twice. And remember to have healthy communications. Train your brain. See, just like the creatures um, in this world, they all have a brain as well, but you must train your brain to think in ways that are healthy. And that comment is just not a healthy comment. I do not understand what you are asking there. And, well, if you're asking how that is created, I do not know how that relevates to the situation, but um, I'm trying to understand what exactly the question is. Um, but remember to have healthy communications and train your brain in good ways. It's all in the way that you think. And if you'd like to train your brain to think like I do, then look at my YouTube channel and you can become very wise. You can become a very wise person. And do not waste your intelligence, okay? You have that intelligence for a reason. Do not waste that. Embrace your intelligence. Do not embrace foolishness. That's the temptation of sin upon your mind if you're embracing foolishness. Do not become the obstacle, overcome that obstacle, and become the intelligent people that I know that you are. That comment does not make any sense that you just put about some gasoline or something. Okay? Enough with the foolishness. Do not become that obstacle. You overcome that obstacle, I will tell you like a grandmother will. You are too intelligent to waste your potential. There's a time for everything, but there is no time for foolishness. That's what you have to know. There's a time for everything, but no time for foolishness. It's either you become the obstacle or you overcome the obstacle. Do not waste that intelligence that you were blessed with. You understand? Life gave us an opportunity and a chance in life. You are not to waste that. But remember, you're going through those trials. You're going through the trials. You're in the tribulations. But you can create a beautiful pearl of intelligence through those difficulties. But you have to go through the process. And check out my YouTube channel by pressing my icon photo or searching YouTube Professor Cygnus, Cygnus. My biological name is Kaylin, that is Kaylan. And I teach all kinds of wonderful lessons. I put my heart and soul into my episodes over the years. And I've seen YouTube channels brag about how they get paid, and they give less than I do. And it does make me very upset. And I believe that I'm going to die, but I know that I will die in honor. And that is what is important to me in life. That you all stay healthy, invest wisely, and invest into wise decisions in your life. And I'm going to say a prayer for you all. I pray that you will not become the obstacle, but you will overcome the obstacles in life. And you will evolve your mind. You will not waste that intelligence you was blessed with. But you will seek the potential that you do not understand. You will better improve yourself and others around you. You got to take that process to create the best of you that will exist. Stay healthy and invest wisely. Invest into my channel to get me famous. I need it. And I can help many others. And I would be glad to have helped you all as well. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and invest wisely. Bye for now. Until next time.